Teachers, welcome to the Focus Area tutorial on connecting or communicating, using blended learning and technology to connect or communicate in the classroom. The goal of this specific focus area is the following. You've said to yourself, I want to be able to provide my students with the opportunity to connect or communicate with me, the teacher, and/or each other. Who is this specific focus area or goal good for? So what teachers might be interested in this area? Teachers who have said to themselves, I want to continue in-class discussions outside of class, or I'm interested in incorporating debate or in-depth reflections, both online and in my classroom. Or you're the kind of teacher that is interested in providing your students with opportunities to share ideas, resources, and discuss topics with other students across the globe, or just even within disciplines. So, what are some examples of ways that you can help your students connect and communicate in a blended learning environment or using technology? Here are a few examples. You can have students create blogs or vlogs, which are video versions of blogs. In a blog or a vlog, students reflect on a topic or share ideas based on content or a topic that you've given them, and other students can read these posts and comment on them. Think of it as like a live online journal. You can create discussion boards using a learning management system or a free online discussion board where students can debate content. You can pose a question that students reflect on and answer higher order thinking questions, or challenge each other's answers and each other's ideas. This is a great way for students to interact online. You can host back channel discussions, such as setting up a private Twitter feed where students are able to share ideas, post comments, and reflect on things that are happening both in and out of class, like for homework. Think of a back channel discussion as sort of a side private conversation that students can have, but that you can still monitor. This is a great way to help students stay engaged and/or ask questions. For example, if someone is presenting something in front of the class and they have questions but may not be able to speak out loud in the moment. You can also have regular online journals, which is a great way just for students to communicate and share ideas privately with the teacher or to reflect on content without necessarily receiving feedback or comments from others. You can have students create podcasts. These are audio recordings similar to a radio broadcast, but created in iPods, where they record ideas and share them, and they can be accessed later on by others. So, what are some technology tools that you could use to incorporate these types of learning activities in your classroom? You can use an LMS, or a learning management system, such as Moodle, Blackboard, or Haiku, to create discussion boards and chat rooms for students to post and create back channel discussions in. You can use Twitter if your school is able to access that social media website. Edmodo is another great free online resource similar to Moodle or Blackboard, but has the look and feel of Facebook. Kidblog.org is a safe and easy to use blogging website for students and teachers. Blogger.com, more commonly used by the public, is the Google version of blogging. Online chats, you can find private online chat rooms and create groups and have your students access those so that you can monitor them a little bit more closely. And for creating podcasts, if you have Mac computers, GarageBand is a great way to go to be able to create podcasts. Those are just a few of the technology tools that are available for you to use. It is not an exhaustive list. You're welcome to research others that might be more suitable to your needs. Let's take a look at a few best practice strategies when incorporating connecting and communicating tools and software within your classroom in a blended learning environment. You'll want to be sure that you set communication expectations early. How do you expect students to communicate with you and/or each other? Do you want them to use proper grammar and spelling? Can they use formal or informal language and conventions? Be sure to set this expectation early so that you don't run into problems later on. Be sure you model appropriate online communication behavior. So in your responses to student posts or discussion boards, practice what you're expecting them to do. Again, if you're wanting them to use capitalization and punctuation and correct grammar, then it's important for you to do that as well. Be sure that if you have online discussion groups, that you keep the groups small in order for students to better communicate more effectively. And put students in groups so that you don't feel overwhelmed by the constant stream of communication that is going on, but you can help monitor it a little bit more closely. Be sure that on blog posts or even podcasts, as well as discussion board posts, that you, the teacher, provide feedback and positive reinforcement for posts that are well written. This will help students know what's expected of them and help reinforce the positive behavior. Be sure that you are constantly connecting what's happening in the online communication world with what's happening in class. So use the online discussion as a springboard for in-class discussion. It's always great to view what students have posted the night before and then bring it up in class the next day. This also helps students stay accountable for their work and lets them know that you are actually reading what they've posted. Be sure that you set expectations for grading and a criteria for posting. So how often they need to post, when they need to post, and why they should be posting to these discussion boards. Do this early on, so again, you don't run into problems as you go along this process, and so that students know what's expected of them from the beginning. And finally, if you are interested in doing back-channel discussions, be sure that you're monitoring these discussions closely to address any negative behavior early on or any negative postings and address them in the classroom. These are just a few best practice strategies for you to think about as you incorporate different strategies for connecting and communicating in a blended learning environment. In the following slides, you're going to see a few sample lessons of how teachers have allowed students to connect and communicate using technology and blended learning. The first video has a professor using a back-channel discussion using social media in the classroom with his students. Video 2 has a teacher using social media as a learning tool through blogging and how she has used blogging to have her students connect and communicate with each other. Video 3 uses a learning management system and discussion boards. And videos 4 and 5 show teachers using podcasts in various ways. Feel free to view and review the videos as often as you like to help get ideas for how you can use technology and blended learning to have your students connect and communicate with you and each other.